So I do a lot of messages. I try to convince you to like not pay attention to other people. I find that at least in my mind, and I think this is pretty true for everybody, is like getting out of that comparison game is such an incredible important thing to do, just to do well in all aspects of your life. The social learning aspect of life, right, where you watch other people and you absorb what other people are actually doing, is pretty detrimental in our culture. Because what it ends up doing is that you don't see the resources that other people have access to. You almost never see that. And then inevitably, you are taken back and you're like, I don't know how to do this. I'm a complete idiot. And you really absorb a lot of negative feelings and it actually just gets you nowhere. Right. So coming into a situation makes it a heck of a lot worse for me. I never want to do anything. I want to give up, all those things. But if you ignore and disregard and walk, so my thing, and it's probably the same thing that you go through is what you're doing, instead of focusing on the game and how do you play the game correctly by doing this, that, and the other thing, focus on the idea. Like focus on just doing simplistic things and the thing that makes you really excited. Right? If you focus on that stuff, like the rest of it kind of takes somewhat care of itself. I know that that is not true. I know that there is a lot that goes on to playing the game. I realize that. I'm not stupid. But part of the vast majority of actually playing the game is being able to get back up and do it again anyways. Right? Like knowing that you're good enough to keep going, to keep trying, to realize that you can do this, right? Like instead of focusing on all of that other stuff, just focus on getting up and exploring and having fun and making it an enjoyable process, right? Like there's two ways to view the world, and this is why I really hate strategy. I hate it. Now that I'm in it and I understand it so much, there's just one way that, the view is that there's a single right way of doing things. And then you work your butt off to get to that single right way of doing things, right? It's goal-directed, goal-oriented behavior. And then once you get there, you're supposed to know what the heck you're doing. And then you do what it takes to get ahead, right? Like there's that. That is a miserable existence. If you've ever tried to do that, you will realize you will eventually fail. You'll eventually get to a moment where you hate your life. All of those sort of negative emotions will come up. You'll get to a moment where, yeah, you did succeed at that thing, but you ruined a whole bunch of relationships. You likely are there early, and then you realize like, oh my gosh, why did I get here? There's nothing here to see. And, the opposite side of doing things is to focus on just enjoying it, right? Like just having a fun, goofy, silly experience along the way. And yes, there's some goal direction to that, but a lot of it's also pretty haphazard. There's a lot of things that happen that you just never experienced. You never knew that, the one way presumes that you understand everything, but on the other way, the ladder, it presumes you don't know anything. It presumes that you're just kind of enjoying the process, and those are really different feels. And when you do that, it's not that you don't accomplish anything in life, right? Like I'm not saying don't be busy and keep active, all those kind of things. But one of them has a ton of forgiveness in terms of how you feel. One of them is going to get you to the same place that you want to go to, but it might take you 10% longer, 20% longer, maybe even 50% longer. But the experience is fundamentally different. And you'll be smiling the whole time. And then when you get there, you'll realize, but yeah, we're here. We still got more to do. Like it's just such a different experience. And then you don't even know whether you're actually here or not, right? Because you're just enjoying everything. You realize it's just a haphazard kind of goofy thing. And both of them are equally right. Both of them will allow you to succeed and do well in modern culture. But one of them just feels so much different. And it has so much more forgiveness. And it also has a lot of room for correction, a lot of room for spontaneity. Like there's just a lot. And I encourage you to just be more playful, goofy, silly, have fun. The world is going to keep going on no matter whether you're huffing and puffing and being all angry all the time, or you're just goofing around and having it. It's silly. And it's an old term, but it's used in a different context today, but just a gay old time. Just have fun. Just be goofy. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day.